Tonight on KVR News, voter registration deadline approaches for November elections.
Real estate halt. Austin home sales slow with prices increasing.
And UT moves towards preventing bike theft.
You're watching KVR News, Austin's leader for live, local UT coverage.
Broadcasting live from the Texas Student Television Studios at the University of Texas. You're watching KVR News at 9, Austin's leader for live, local UT coverage. Your news starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to KVR News for this Monday, October 6th. I'm Joanna Lyles.
And I'm Viviana Castaneda.
Last week, the first case of Ebola in the United States was confirmed. Thomas Eric Duncan from Dallas contracted the disease after traveling to Liberia in Africa. Tonight, he remains in critical condition.
Today, his family signed off to administer an experimental drug called B2 Duncan in an effort to treat the disease. There are 2 additional drugs that have been developed specifically for Ebola, but none are FDA approved. It is expected that he had contact with over 100 people since showing symptoms. The disease has infected over 7,000 and claimed around 3,500 lives.
Today is the last day to register to vote in November's general election. This year's ballot will include statewide races, including those for governor and lieutenant governor. Also included on the ballot, the race for Austinites will vote on the new 10-1 city council. Next Monday, October 13th, District 9 candidates will have a debate. The candidates running for the seat, including those regarding UT and the West Campus area, will discuss affordability, housing, and transportation. The forum will be open to the public and take place at the KUT Studio 1 at 7 p.m. According to CommuteBike.com, Austin is one of the top 10 worst cities for bike theft. The University of Texas at Austin's bike registration requirement may just help in preventing theft. Just a few months into the school year and already the University of Texas at Austin is seeing a spike in bike thefts. UT's Parking and Transportation Services has put in place a bicycle registration requirement that links your bike to you using the serial number on your bike.
The main point of having the registration sticker on there is so we can quickly contact whoever's information is associated with that ticket. I think the efficiency of returning bikes that have been stolen with permits is, I would say, close to upwards of 100%.
The permit number that is attached to your bike serves as a theft deterrent and an easy way to identify who the bike belongs to, which can also make it easier for PTS to cite bikes on campus.
Absolutely, it makes us easier to find them. And really, if a bike is somewhere, it allows us to call them before we have to step in and remove their bike.
Though your chances of getting fined on campus for not following bike regulations is much more likely if you are registered, Utpd says that registering your bike is your best chance at recovering that bicycle if it is ever stolen.
Without the serial number, the chance of us finding your bike and positively saying that is your bike is very difficult to do.
Not everyone on campus is aware that bike registration is a requirement, but new UT student Aiden Gian says that if there is a way to ensure bike recovery, he is more than willing to do it.
Oh, if it helps me to find my stolen bike, I would happy to register for it because now I know it.
Parking and Transportation Services urges all bike users to register in order to ensure bike recovery. Joanna Lyles, KVR News.
Several entities rank universities each year, but now a social networking site is measuring universities not by their research, but by the desirable jobs students get after college. LinkedIn will now rank universities by individual departments and will help users connect with notable alumni. Their goal is to stress the importance about building a professional network as early as possible. This comes around the same time as the 2014-2015 Higher Education World University Rankings named the University of Texas number 28. Among public universities in the U.S., UT ranked 9th. With the discovery of unmarked graves Saturday containing at least 28 people, Mexican authorities say they may have found the resting place. 6 people, 3 of whom were students, were killed in a September 26 incident in which gunmen opened fire at businesses carrying students and soccer players in Iguala, Mexico. Following the shootout, 43 students remain missing. The graves were found along a dirt road in a remote part of Mexico. Guerrero State Attorney General Iñaki Blanco Cabrera told reporters Sunday the bodies in the unmarked graves were covered in gasoline and burned before they were buried. It could take between 2 weeks and 2 months to identify them. Authorities said a tip from suspects detained after the shootout led them to the grave sites. So far, more than 30 people, including 22 local officers who deny attacking anyone, have been detained in connection with the shootout.
Allegations have surfaced that women detained at the Karnes County Residential Center, an immigrant holding facility in southern Texas, have been sexually assaulted by the male staff. The allegations of sexual abuse include requesting sexual favors in return for money or in exchange for assistance with immigration cases. Civil rights groups like LULAC have called President Obama to rethink current policies for apprehending immigrants. According to the Immigration and Nationality Act, the illegal entry into the United States carries a charge of misdemeanor offense. LULAC maintains that such offense should not warrant the level of incarceration presently employed. Last Thursday, Baylor student body president vetoed the possibility for guns to be carried on campus. However, it remains likely that the upcoming 2015 legislative session will discuss the current CHL laws on public universities and campuses in Texas. We went out to see how UT students would feel if lawmakers were to approve this sometime in the near future.
I would feel a little bit like sketchy about it, like I would be worried a bit, but if they have a license for it, then I'm guessing they like license for a reason, so. But I would still feel a little bit like iffy about it.
I don't think in the classroom would be the best place to have it.
I wouldn't necessarily feel comfortable with open firearms in the classroom, but I understand the argument being that if people who have license to carry firearms have firearms, and that may be a deterrent or a defense against shooters who come on campus like we've seen in the past. So.
I'd still feel safe no matter what. I mean, as long as they're not pointing into my face or anything like that, or another individual, I still feel safe no matter what.
The Austin market has come to a crawl with sales continuing to slow down. However, home prices are still on the rise. The average price to buy a home in Austin is just about $345,000, with the average monthly rental price increasing to $1,475. This trend is hardest on first-time buyers trying to break into the market, but realtors say the time to buy is now, despite the prices, as these aren't expected to decline soon with the growing population. Still to come, repair companies work to fix iPhone 6 Plus bending.
And National Night Out, how UT takes steps towards preventing crime. You're watching KVR News.
You're watching KVR News at 9. Your campus, your news.
Utpd is encouraging students to limit the amount of personal information they have on the UT directory. Campus Watch has reported several phone scams occurring on campus in the past few weeks. And the most recent incident reported a student who was tricked into believing that they were talking to a police officer over the phone. Scams such as these are carried out using public information listed on the student directory.
People who want to commit a scam against somebody may use directory information to build confidence with the victim that the scam artist knows who that victim is.
Students can log on to the UT Registrar's website to submit information they want withheld on the directory.
This past month, Apple released the iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus. Since then, customers have dealt with physical problems of the product, including the bending on the phone. Our Chelsea Peña takes us inside of this issue and what is being done to fix it.
3, 2, 1.
The new iPhone 6 Plus can bend in the pockets of owners, essentially causing damage to the phone. Both Apple and phone repair shops are now struggling to find a solution. This has customers concerned.
I've been really careful about it. I'm usually very careful as it is with my phone, but ever since I heard that I don't keep it in my jeans at all, it's kind of like taking care of my phone with, as if it were like, I don't know, like a baby.
For the past couple of years, repair shops have been able to fix cracked phones like this iPhone 5. However, a change in technology means an upgrade in technique.
There's actually a tool that can actually correct the frame of the iPhone 6 Plus. So the tool itself is pretty expensive, so now we're trying to kind of find a way to just kind of correct that issue. There's a way to fix the bending problem, but we need to make sure that we can charge a reasonable price.
Phone repairs can range anywhere from $60 to upwards of $100 without Apple Care or any kind of damage insurance. Mobile phone repair experts say it may not be worth the high price to some customers.
It's still very expensive though. It's just because, it's not really because it's bigger, it's because there's more layers to the LCD than the old ones had. I mean, we try our best to find the best quality, also the cheapest route as well, because of course you can always get the warranty through the X party, and it's always cheaper, but you're not having the same type of phone and you lose your information for the most part.
Have you seen this?
The cost of a repair for the iPhone 6 Plus is between $300 and $400. This price isn't expected to drop until more iPhones hit the market. Chelsea Peña, KVR News.
Utpd has acquired military-grade equipment from the Department of Defense. The equipment is in storage in a secure location and is only intended to be used in emergency situations, such as in response to active shooter situations or natural disasters. Through the 1033 program, Utpd is now in possession of one mine-resistant ambush protected vehicle, 2 Humvees rifles, and rifle sights. Despite criticism, Utpd justifies keeping the equipment, claiming that having the equipment on hand is better than not having it at all. Utpd obtained the equipment at no cost, but maintenance on training for the equipment will be paid for by the department for an undisclosed amount.
Immediately following a decision ruled by an appellate court, 13 abortion clinics in Texas were forced to close their doors. In a battle that's lasted a year, the court sided with Texas, allowing for the enforcement of stricter abortion laws. The ruling gave Texas the power to enforce a new set of standards for abortion clinics, and around 80% of them closed as a result. Under the new law, abortion clinics must now meet the same standards as hospital-geared surgical centers, building, equipment, and staffing-wise. Small pieces of metal have been found in ground beef packages sold at H-E-B stores across Texas. On Saturday, meat supplier Sam Kane Beef Processors recalled more than 90,000 pounds of suspected contaminated meat. 4 customer complaints have been recorded for the ground beef containing metal, and one consumer claimed the metal caused a chipped tooth. H-E-B is offering a full refund if you return your package with the Sam Kane label.
The International Student and Scholar Services held an information session last week to inform students under deferred action for childhood arrivals about studying abroad opportunities. The students are strongly encouraged to seek professional advice and/or counseling from an attorney or immigration specialist regarding their immigration status. The project offers recommendations and referrals. However, this information should not substitute legal advice regarding their immigration status. Students can refer to UT Legal Resources for more information about free and low-costing legal services. In a campus as big as UT, taking steps towards crime prevention is a priority. UTPD hosted a kickoff party for students to get geared up for the upcoming National Night Out. Joanna tells us how students can stay safe on campus.
The UT Police Department teamed up with Housing and Food to host UT's National Night Out kickoff party.
What National Night Out is, it's a partnership between the community and law enforcement to say we won't tolerate crime.
This event was set to promote UT's very own National Night Out.
We are having a program Tuesday, which is actually the official National Night Out in Texas. It will be on the Gregory Gym Plaza, where we'll have a lot of similar activities, free food, and a great opportunity just to get to know some of our officers.
The party was filled with music, food, and learning activities to help students protect themselves.
We're also doing a pepper spray demonstration where we provide instruction on how you actually deploy pepper spray and spray somebody. What students find is it's not as easy as they might think to pepper spray somebody, so it's good for them to actually practice.
I like the drunk football toss. I definitely learned how people can't play sports while intoxicated. And I think the point of National Night Out is to teach just how to go out but have a safe time while doing it.
Make sure to come out tomorrow to Gregory Gym to check out all of the National Night Out activities. KVR News, Joanna Solis.
This past weekend was full of sunny skies, light breezes, and nice temperatures that have, luckily for us, seemed to have carried into this week already.
Our Cassi Polluck is live in the Weather Center with this week's weather. Cassi, what can we expect?
There's a chance of rain this week, but it might let up just in time for this weekend's event. Coming up next.
Have a news tip or story idea? Call the KVR News Tip Line, 475-8181.
Welcome back to KVR News. It looks like those fall temperatures won't be making too big of an appearance this week, but we will have perfect temperatures as you travel out to OU weekend or week 2 of ACL, with temperatures staying in the low 90s. Overnight, temperatures will linger in the low 70s and clouds will start making their way in. For tomorrow, expect low clouds in the morning and a gradual clearing throughout the day. Wednesday will consist of a little more sunshine and wind, but the temperature will remain with a high of 91 and a low of 71. By Thursday and Friday, clouds will be on their way in for the weekend, which then leads to a 20% chance of rain on Saturday and Sunday. Hopefully there won't be a repeat of last year's rain out at ACL. For the most part, temperatures will be consistent across the board this week. Be patient with the temperatures for a bit longer and keep an eye to the sky for the possible rain cloud this weekend. Have yourselves a fantastic Monday evening. Live in the Weather Center, Cassi Polluck, KVR News.
All right, thanks, Cassi.
College Press Box's Allie Fleming will be in the studio to talk Longhorn sports after the break. Stay tuned.
Now, KVR News at 9 Sports.
Welcome back to KVR News. I'm College Press Box's Allie Fleming. This Saturday, Texas football faced the 7th-ranked Baylor Bears in hopes of going 2-0 in Big 12 play. Let's go to DKR to see how that played out for them. Here we see Quandre Diggs leading the Longhorns out of the tunnel as they prepare to take on the Baylor Bears. Then Texas attempts an early field goal that's blocked by Baylor's Terrell Burt and taken for a 62-yard touchdown. Then Jonathan Gray on a 26-yard run, getting that ground game going for the Longhorns. And Bryce Petty tries a run of his own, but he gets stopped at the line, and that's a turnover on downs for the Longhorns defense. Then from the 1-yard line, Tyrone Swoops. 23-yard pass to Alex De La Torre. That's a great pass for the young quarterback in difficult field position. Then Tyrone Swoops trying to pass to Malcolm Brown for a touchdown that would be called back because of holding. That's a 21-yard completion taken back. Then Swoops on the quarterback keeper. He'll try and run the ball in for a touchdown before halftime, but he gets stopped, and the Longhorns will go into halftime down by 7. Then to start the third quarter, Swoops' pass to John Harris for 34 yards is complete into double coverage. That's a confident pass by the young quarterback. And Petty's pass for the first offensive touchdown of the game is complete to Antoine Goodley. Baylor's up by 14. Then another touchdown pass for Baylor from Petty to Corey Coleman. Baylor's now up 21. Texas gets the ball next, and Swoops' passes to Marcus Johnson is complete for 17 yards. That pass will go on to set up the run from Jonathan Gray for 2 yards for Texas's first score of the afternoon. Then trying to get some offense going, Tyrone Swoops tries to pass, but he is intercepted by Baylor's Orion Smith. And Orion's just going to take the ball. He's trying to run some time off the clock as Texas falls to Baylor 28-7, and they fall to 1-1 in Big 12 conference play. Reporter Jeff Barker was on hand for Texas' loss to the Bears. Here's what he took away from the game.
On Saturday afternoon, the Texas football team welcomed the nation's #1 offense to town. But it still shouldn't come as a surprise to many that it was the defense that ended up being the one bright spot for the Horns.
Our defense basically shut them down. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. We out-possessed them, we out-rushed them, whatever you want to say. It's just the offense. The offense has to pick it up.
The Horns did finish the game with over 300 yards of total offense, but it was a few missed opportunities and untimely turnovers that ultimately killed Texas's chance of pulling off the upset.
We can move the football, but we cause our own destruction, and we can't do it. We had to be smart. We had to play smarter and just make plays at the right time.
The 28-7 final score doesn't tell the entire story for Texas in this one. While the offense continued to struggle, the Horns' defense kept them in the game throughout. The focus of the team now has become less about X's and O's and more about learning how to finish games.
You know, what's key for us is we just got to learn how to. We don't know how to win yet. We don't know how to finish.
We haven't had the greatest third quarters, 4 quarters. And, you know, we just got to learn how to finish games, man. There's two halves to a game.
While there are positives that can be taken from this game for Texas, the Horns know that the only victory that really counts is the one on the scoreboard.
I like to win football games, and, you know, I don't take any moral victories. We got to get back to work and get ready for a big week because I know those guys are going to be ready to play us.
If there's ever a week where the moral victories mean absolutely nothing for Texas, it's this week. The Longhorns will travel to Dallas to take on the number 11 ranked Oklahoma Sooners in the annual Red River rivalry Saturday morning. Reporting from DKR, I'm Jeff Barker, College Press Box.
So, Allie, Texas has the always competitive Red River Showdown this weekend. Tell me, what does Texas have to do to beat OU?
Well, Joanna, it all comes down to that Texas offense. The defense has been playing great. They held Baylor, one of the most prolific offenses in college football, to 28 points. And Baylor didn't score an offensive touchdown until midway through the third quarter. But the offense has been unable to consistently move the ball down the field. Tyrone Swoops has to be more comfortable in the pocket. He has to complete more passes down the field. And that Texas run game, Jonathan Gray and Malcolm Brown, they have to help him out. They honestly just need a more balanced attack to be able to beat the Sooners on Saturday.
Alrighty, well, thanks, Allie. The annual Torchlight Parade and rally for that game will take place this Wednesday. Students can gather at 25th and Guadalupe to start the parade at 8 p.m. Our Sarah Vasquez has your entertainment news tonight. What's going on in the entertainment world, Sarah?
October scary movies and TV, Taylor Swift holds open sessions, and a look at this year's Austin Comic-Con ahead on KVR News.
You're watching KVR News at 9. Your campus, your news.
Welcome back to KVR News. It's the first week of October and Fright is already making its debut to the screen. This past Friday, the movie Annabelle premiered, making an impressive start at the box office. The horror film, which is a spin-off of last year's movie The Conjuring, launched its way to number 2 at the box office, earning $37.2 million. The possessed porcelain doll Annabelle, however, did not bring enough terror to the movie screen to reach the top of the box office this last weekend. The thriller Gone Girl, starring Ben Affleck, brought in $38 million. As scary films hit the movie screens, horror comes back to TV. Season 4 of American Horror Story returns this Wednesday on FX. American Horror Story Freak Show creator Ryan Murphy says that he worries that viewers might get too terrified by the characters, including a murderous clown in a season premiere. Also coming back, Season 5 of The Walking Dead comes. In honor of the premiere next Sunday, AMC will show a week-long marathon of the apocalyptic show. The high-rated series has viewers on their feet as they wait for the season premiere. This past weekend, Comic-Con was in Austin. The 3-day event included celebrity meet and greets, dressing up, and the latest in the comic book world filled the convention center. Popular fan art, novelty items from TV shows like Doctor Who and Star Wars, and everyone's favorite guilty pleasure t-shirts were readily available for fans. Celebrity appearances including Norman Reedus from Walking Dead, Tyler Posey from Teen Wolf, and Gossip Girl's Katie Cassidy. Next year's Comic-Con is already scheduled for October 29th, 30th, and 31st. That's all we have for tonight. Make sure to follow KVR Entertainment on Twitter. Thank you.